Good morning, everybody. My name is Mystical Bev, and welcome to my channel, lightwarrior.co.za. It is the beginning of 2026. I apologize for not bringing a message earlier. I don't know if you can hear my voice. It's a bit croaky. I had an asthma attack and I was unable to speak properly without coughing. And so I thought today I'm going to bring this message through, and I made a decision I'm going to stick to my diet because I ate a lot of dairy. Cheese is my worst, and a lot of sugar and all the things I shouldn't have. Gained some weight, so I'm back from the first. I'm back on my exercise regime. Get up at 5 in the morning, do my exercises. You need to move the body to move the energy. Energy gets stagnant if you don't move. So it doesn't have to be anything hectic. Just some decent stretches, some chair yoga, a little bit of walking, whatever, just to get that energy moving and getting a little bit of resistance training to get the muscles building up again, because muscle burns fat, and especially as we get older we really need to start making sure that our body is working optimally, because this is the year 2026 is the year where we embody our divinity. We all channel divinity because we are divinity. We are source. I've said this before in other videos. We are the drop in the ocean, and yet we are the ocean. So my monad, my soul, my higher self has chosen to experience the physical reality, this earthly experience, this human experience in this particular physical body. And if I don't look after this body, nobody else will. So this is the year for me of setting boundaries. I'm an empath. I'm a highly sensitive person, HSP empath, which means I become a sponge for other people's energies. People always feel better when they come to me, and I cheer them up, but I absorb their energy. So this is the year I'm learning to set boundaries, spiritual boundaries, and not absorb other people's energies. Listen to their energies, be empathic, but not absorb them and take them on as my own and take them from them, because that is not healthy for me or for anybody. It's not healthy for them either, because how are they going to grow if they're not able to transmute those negative energies? I've got to, talking about that, I've got this beautiful process that I have been given, well, that came from source, transmutation process. I've shortened it to TMP. I have put a little bit, one or two little clips on about that. Please go to it. It's about transmuting emotions. Because at the end of the day, everything is about emotion. Everything is energy, right? And everything begins as a thought in the mind. And as the thought progresses and it comes out of the mouth as a word, it is like a wand. Your word is your wand. Florence Scovel Shim, I think it is. And she had beautiful revelations of her being a soul all those decades away, decades past, all the past decades. And the thing is that she taught on manifestation and how that if we can change our consciousness, our thinking, our mind, we can obviously change our life. And I know we've heard this many times before. I hope you guys can hear me, but I can't really speak too much louder. I think you've heard this before, where change your mind to change your life. And it is literally so true. So the things for this year, 2026, be very aware of what we're thinking. Take control of those thoughts. Meditate. That is a brilliant way, by stilling the mind. Try and get into the theta brainwave state. I'm sure I've got videos on about that. I am a hypnotherapist by training as well, and past life regression hypnotherapist I specialize in, and QHHT. It's quantum healing hypnosis therapy. Yes, I teach that, and I don't want to get into too much detail in this video, but there are other videos, and I'll link some more then. Link in the comments below if you need more assistance on TMP, transmutation process. Because what that process is to recognize the energies, because our bodies are led by emotions. Emotions are the things that lead us. That's the link between your higher self, your monad, and your body. It's the emotion in the body. And I'm not talking about anger, although that is also a technical emotion. I'm talking about a good feeling and a bad feeling. And I know you've had this. There's sometimes you've made a decision on something and nobody can sway you. You just know that you know that you know that that's what you're going to do. You don't know how you know it, but you just know. And now I want you to start recognizing why you know it. It's a feeling in your body. It's a feeling of go ahead. It's a feeling of, it's a peaceful feeling. And all of this can only become aware by getting to know our body, getting to know ourselves on a different level. And the best way to do that is to journal. I've been journaling for over 30 years, as well as meditation. My meditation has developed and changed over the years. I've also done workshops teaching people how to meditate. So if there's anybody interested in anything like that, please leave a note in the comments. And the thing is that we need to this year start living our best life, because only when we're in the right vibration, which, as I mentioned, we're all energy. So of course we want to raise our vibration. We don't want to be in the lower vibrations. We want to raise our vibrations to be equal to the fifth dimension. And the fifth dimension's highest vibration is love. That is the vibration, is love in the heart. We're moving into the heart now. Before we were in the fourth, which is the solar plexus, which is the state of power. That's our powerhouse and ego. We're moving out of that now. We're going into the heart. In fact, it was the third dimension, which can get technical. The sacral. Hang on, let me not get this wrong. I think the heart is the fourth chakra. Sorry, not the fifth. Yes, the solar plexus is the third, and the heart is the fourth, but we're going to the fifth dimension. When I talk about dimensions, it's all in one place. It's just different ways of seeing things depending on your vibration. For example, you could have a ruler. I thought I'd have one here now. I've got this thingy. Now, say now you, an ant can crawl on the side, right? And can crawl underneath. If an ant's underneath, it can't see what's going on here. But I can see underneath, I can see on the side, I can see on top, because I'm in a different dimension, so to speak, than what the ant is. So it is quite technical, but I know there's a lot of stuff on YouTube as well about dimensions, but that's what I'm just trying to say. And we can move between different dimensions. For example, assuming this was the fifth and that's the fourth. I mean, the ant goes there and then the ant goes down and then it comes up and then it's in the fifth dimension, then goes down in the fourth dimension, comes up in the fifth dimension. So it's really all in the same place. It's just different dimensions we're in. It's different frequencies. For example, on a television, if you're watching the news, and that, for example, is the fourth dimension, but you actually want to watch the sport, and the sport is the fifth dimension. You can't see the fifth dimension while you're in the fourth dimension. You have to change the channel to get to the fifth dimension. And for us to change the channel is all about emotion. It's all about your emotions, guys. Put on some music that you love. Sing to the music. Every morning in the shower, I sing. I know everybody else hearing me must think, but I have a specific ritual. I have mantras that I sing which motivate me and encourage me and build me up. By the time I've had my shower, I am floating up there, high. My emotions are high. I've set my day. I'm feeling fabulous. I might wake up thinking, oh my word, do I have to? And then I immediately get hold of those thoughts. Not that I really do that anymore, but I used to. Now and again, depending what I ate, if I ate sugar, and then you take control of those thoughts. Those thoughts have no power over you. You give them power. Take control of your thoughts. And when you journal, and I'm going around in circles, but I'm just, as it comes to mind, when you journal, you actually get to know yourself. I always put down the date, the time that I journal. I always journal. Well, it used to be methodically 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I've been waking up earlier, sort of one-ish, half past one, sometimes half past 12. So whenever I wake up, usually I need to go to the loo, and then I sit up and I journal before I go back to sleep. So I journal and I'll write down things I've remembered that have happened in the day. What did I say? What did I do? That's how you get to know yourself. What are you feeling? What did you feel? How did you get yourself to feel better? Just analyzing and really getting to know yourself. And I find journaling has two very important roles. Well, much more. You can use it as a to-do list, as a dream journal. When you wake up in the morning, write your dreams. But what I mean now by the two is analyzing, keeping track of what happened and seeing in a sense of analysis. Gratitude. Gratitude is your most powerful emotion that will bring you out of a negative spiral. And then getting rid of the thoughts that are in your head. I mean, your thoughts are just running randomly. Get them out of your head. And now I started talking to myself on purpose because from when I was journaling, and everybody thinks I'm weird, and my son keeps saying, "Mom, keep your thoughts in your mind." No, I want my thoughts out of my mind. And I will speak and get my thoughts out. Yes, sometimes it's not appropriate, I understand, and I try to be appropriate, but when I'm working, I work now as a bookkeeper. I'm actually an accountant by profession, besides all my other spiritual work. But I just work as a bookkeeper half day. And in the office, when I'm really battling to concentrate, I have to talk aloud. That's the only way I can analyze and think and get my thought process working. And everybody knows it already, and they just ignore me. They all started talking to themselves too, actually. Well, we're just three in the office, but still. So get those thoughts out of your head. Because if you can get negative thoughts out of it, you'll be surprised how much negativity goes on in your head. And a lot of the thoughts, unfortunately, that are coming into us are coming from other sources that we are absorbing, that are going in the ether and around. So they're not always your thoughts, but they can affect you unless you take back control. And if you get a funny little thought saying, "Oh, I'm fat," or "I'm this," or "I'm no good," or "I'm bad," or anything like that, you say, "No, that's not the truth." I say cancel, 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 or rewind, or especially if I say something, I shouldn't say cancel and rewind. And thoughts, you can say an affirmation, something as simple as "I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise," just to change your thought process. So that's with the thoughts. With the words is speaking. Be This is a big thing for me. I'm a Gemini and I love to talk. I'm a communicator. I can talk the hind leg of a donkey if you give me half a chance. I've had to learn to start controlling. That's why I'm learning. I haven't quite mastered it yet, but I'm a little better than I was. I have to learn to only speak words of love. You can have life or death. Choose life. Choose life. And if somebody offends you, upsets you, don't react. Walk away. And then you say to yourself, you use that ho'oponopono thing that is excellent. You say, it's a 4-word sentence. You say, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." Not to them, in your mind. I just said over and over in the traffic when somebody pushes them in front of me, when somebody does something, and I immediately react. After all these years, I'm from a city, Johannesburg. I now live down at the coast, in a very small town, totally different except for holiday seasons. And I've had to learn, don't react, don't have road rage, just breathe. Breathe. And that's another one, is breath is so important. Breath is life. When we breathe, especially for people that are really stressed, to get out of the fight and flight mode, you need to get out of your sympathetic nervous system. And to get out of that, it's as simple as breathing. Take 4 breaths in, hold for 4, and then out for more than 8, because you had 4 in, 4 out, so now out for 10. I do it through the nose. You can do it through the mouth. I did it for years through the mouth. But I find doing it through my nose is even more powerful. But see what works for you. So try that. Breathe. When everybody says, take a breath when you're in a stressed situation. It works, guys. Take a breath, but a proper breath. Not just, when they tell you to, when somebody's having an anxiety attack, they give them a brown bag and say, breathe in. That works because you're now breathing in your carbon dioxide. And somehow, I don't know what it does, but it does something. But if you just do 4 in, hold for 4, 10 out. Do that 5 times. I promise you, even your mind, your thoughts will go still. Even your mind will take back control of your mind just like that. It's a form of meditation. And if you can do that long enough, I sit and meditate, just breathing, 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 until I feel, okay, now I'm feeling more peaceful. And when I look at the clock again, it's like 20 minutes later. And I've been peaceful. There were no thoughts for how long. But now I'm feeling the peace because your brain waves have slowed down and gone into theta brainwave. So, and theta brainwave, by the way, is the brainwave that the monks use, the Tibetan monks use when they do meditation, and they train for years to get there. I know I've been meditating for also well over 30 years, and it started off as a daily practice when I started off as a Christian, a reborn Christian, tongue-talking reborn Christian, and I would pray in tongues, and you're praying tongues, and you're praying tongues, and you're praying tongues, and you just keep gibberish, gibberish, gibberish until eventually you feel, they call it a breakthrough in the Christian religions, in the spiritual Christians, and you'd feel it as a breakthrough. But what's actually happened is you've gone into theta because your let me quickly do the brainwave. Your alpha, I'm looking at the time because I need to head off. I've got an appointment. If you look at your brainwaves, the beta one is the one we use for talking, for studying, for what I'm in right now, okay, all the time. But we do fluctuate between beta and alpha during the day. For example, if you're driving, I don't know if you've ever noticed, you're driving along the road, you drive every day, so you're not really paying attention. And suddenly you notice a traffic light and you think, how did I get here? I don't remember, going past all those others because you were in the alpha brainwave state. And the alpha brainwave state is a light meditation, and we all go through that. As we go to sleep at night, we go from beta into alpha and into theta, and then we go into delta. And delta is a dreamless sleep, as far as I'm aware. There is a new one called gamma, which is it goes between different ones. I haven't really studied that. We didn't have that when I did my hypnotherapy course. The theta state is something you train to get into on purpose. We all get into it as we go into falling asleep, and as we wake up in the morning, as we're drowsy and we're starting to wake up. That's the theta state. So you have to practice it consciously. I have also posted a few little clips on meditation and on the brainwave and how to get into the theta. And I will do more. This is something I'm very passionate about. If you can't meditate and get to know who you are, there are no words. It's a no-brainer. So let this be a motivation and encouragement. And let me just tell you, I've been guided to create a safe space, a sanctuary, very cheap. It's $10 a month. It's 180 South African Rand a month, which is my local currency. And it's once a week we get together. I haven't quite mastered. I was thinking of probably Thursday evening or Tuesday evening. I will. We haven't actually launched it. We're launching it very soon. I just need people to get people obviously to join, and then we can launch. And perhaps the first 3 people that launch, we can actually decide which day would suit us all. And we'd meet for an hour and a half, 2 hours even, and I will bring through a guided message. or maybe do some tarot reading cards for us, just to give us direction for the week, and a teaching, and then it'll be a time for answers and questions. I want it to be a community where we can all learn from each other and grow. Yes, I am a teacher. Yes, I was a pastor. Yes, I am. I have been doing this for over 30 years, as I say. And you go to my website, you'll see all my qualifications there. I'm quite highly qualified. This is something I'm very passionate about. And this year is the year that we embody our divinity, that we actually walk. We allow, as they say in the Christian teaching, said, I will be a light unto your path. I will be a lamp unto your feet. And you just follow me moment by moment, day by day. And that is embodying your divinity. So that is what this year is all about, embodying our divinity, living consciously, being aware of who we are, how we think, of what our emotions are, and deliberately eating, deliberately exercising, deliberately getting up on time, deliberately doing everything, and doing it from the heart space in love. So thank you for joining me today. And I don't know if you can hear my alarm in the background. I need to head off to my appointment. So I'm going to finish this now. My website is www.lightwarrior.co.za. So it's LIGHTWARRIOR, Light Warrior. I'm going to post it at the bottom as well. So if you go to my website and you find the community, please join the community. It's really not expensive, and you can cancel after a month. You know, there's no contract or anything, and it's a safe space. It's a sanctuary where us spiritual people that are looking to embody our divinity, looking to grow as a person, and to enjoy this life, to manifest abundance. So there's so much more I want to talk about, but for now, that's where I'm going to end it. So thank you, everybody. Mystical Bev. Lots and lots of love.